Hi. So one of the topics that I think we as homeschool moms really struggle with is how do you cover PE? And a lot of times I think the issue with that is because the typical PE that's considered for school, they're all team sports. And sometimes that isn't an option for homeschoolers, whether it be that your children just aren't interested in team sports, or your local school doesn't allow you to play team sports, or your children have aged out of your town rec department team sports, which is what happened to my children. And I think that we get stuck thinking those are our only options for covering PE. And so I wanted to give you some out-of-the-box PE ideas that you maybe hadn't thought about because maybe your kids haven't shown interest or you just weren't sure where to start. So these are a few things that we really enjoy doing and that are simple in ways to cover PE. But again, these are not the only options out there. They're just a few ways that I've found that we cover PE in our homeschool. So because we live in Maine, skiing is a huge thing here. Skiing or snowboarding. Right now, both of my kids, they learned to ski when we moved up north and bought the cottages. And we're blessed to have a local nonprofit ski mountain right down the road, about 20 minutes to get to the top of the mountain with them. And because they're teenagers now, they're old enough and I can just drop them off. And I know the people that run the mountain because it's a small community, and I drop them off and they ski for the whole afternoon. And that's a huge thing for PE for us. But it's an out-of-the-box thing because, that's just, something you do on vacation. Absolutely not. It is a PE for my kids, and I take them as often as possible in the wintertime because sometimes that's all they get for outdoor time because it's so cold here. Sometimes it's just too cold to go snowmobiling, it's too cold to go ice fishing, it's too cold to go play. So when they can get up on the ski mountain, then they can go make a run and then come inside and warm up. That is absolutely a huge benefit for PE for us in the wintertime. Another great thing that we love to do as a family that is hiking. And you can do that almost any time of the year, depending on where you live. I know in the south it gets too hot to do hiking, and obviously in the spring sometimes the bugs come out, but there's always a way to make it work. Either there are hikes you can take that aren't deep in the woods, and so the bugs aren't as bad. So that's one that we love to do. Another thing we love to do is to go kayaking. That's one of my absolute favorite things to do. I love getting in the kayak and going out on the lake, and there's nothing but you and the water. And it's beautiful. And so if you haven't had the opportunity to go kayaking, but you have the ability to do it, I highly encourage you. Get the family together, go kayaking or canoeing. Canoeing's not my favorite. I don't like depending on someone else to sit still. I once took my two kids out on our lake to go canoeing, and it was not as much fun as kayaking because I was depending on them to sit still, and kids don't sit still in a canoe. So if you have the opportunity to go kayaking, I would recommend kayaking versus canoeing personally. But if you have canoeing, then give it a chance. You might find you love it. Another great thing that my daughter loves to do, and she doesn't get the opportunity near enough, is she loves to go horseback riding. So if you have the opportunity to go horseback riding, it's also a great way to cover science, talk about horses, learn about horses, and get out and ride with your kids because horses are absolutely beautiful. My son refuses to get on them. He says they're anything bigger than me. I don't want to be on it. So he doesn't go with us, but my daughter and I both love going horseback riding. That's a great way to cover PE as well. TKD, Taekwondo, karate. My son loves TKD. My older brother is a black belt, and he inspired my son, and my son is on fire loving TKD. And he has TKD classes twice a week, and we do a few tournaments a year at this point. And as he continues to get better and better and go further, I would not doubt if we would do more than a few a year. It would probably increase, but right now that's where we're at, and it's great TKD is great. It's not just a PE sport. It's also great for their mental health. They learn to be calm, cool, and collected. They learn to think before they do things. They learn safety, how to protect themselves. TKD is an amazing sport. Ballet. My daughter loved ballet. She did that for about a year and a half, and she really enjoyed it, and it was a great thing for her. Like my son is good with TKD, ballet was really great for my daughter. It taught her to be calm, cool, and collected, and she's my little spunky girl, so it was very good for her to learn some skills like that when she did ballet. Gymnastics is great for kids who have lots of energy and strength. It is not just a team sport. It's something you do on your own as well, and you typically can get involved in that without being part of a school if that's something that you struggle with. So gymnastics is another great idea. Running. I love to run. I wish my kids loved to run. My son is going to get out there and run with me this summer, though, because the job that he's looking at doing when he graduates and goes to college, he's going to need to be physically fit. So he's going to get out and hit the roads with mom. So running is a great way to cover PE. And growing up, my brothers were part of a running team, and they really enjoyed it. But it was a homeschool running team. So that's something you could even put together if in your homeschool group. You don't need anything special. You just need a stopwatch, and you can put together a running team to get as a homeschool group. So that's something to consider if you're not sure what to do. It's kind of a team sport, but it's also individualistic as well. So biking is another option. My kids love to hit the roads and bike. Now that they're old enough and they have the awareness that I feel is needed to bicycle on the road, they get out and they go on their bikes and do things. And that's another great way to cover PE. Also, if you have teenagers that are older, gym time is another great way to do it. My son has talked about, hey mom, what if we were to join a gym, you and me, and we go hit the gym together? There are lots of opportunities for them to cover PE at the gym, whether it be lifting weights, running on the treadmill, whatever they are interested in the gym. That's a great way to get teenagers to do PE as well. So these are just a few ideas of things that my family and I have done to cover PE throughout our homeschooling journey. And some of them have stuck with us for a while, and some of them we've just done for a little while. And that's okay. You just got to try things out and give your kids the opportunity to do different things, and they'll find things that they love and they enjoy and that they want to do forever.